Hey guys, Neely here. It is Wellness Wednesday today, so I am coming in for an update on my diet, nutrition, health, and wellness life. It has been just not a very exciting week as far as weight loss, kind of just been up and down all week. I will go ahead and show you my weight tracker so you can see what I'm talking about. As you can see, there is not much exciting to report. Started last week at 152.8 and this week I was 153.6, so that's up 0.8 pounds for the week, up 0.4% body fat, but I'm still at about 10 pounds lost, 2.6% down body fat. So I can't complain about that. So this past week was my PMS week. I started Shark Week yesterday. So right now my weight is probably at the highest for the month. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit. We often think of weight as one weight for us. And if we go up from that weight, we are gaining. If we are going down from that weight, we are losing. But really with our hormonal cycles that we go through, we really should think about weight as a range rather than just one set number, because in any given month, a woman can, go up and down with their, water weight and all that stuff, and it all has to do with hormones and not necessarily body fat or dependent on how much we eat or how much we don't eat. So basically what I have been trying to do is rewire my brain to think about weight in a range, and usually for me it's around 5 pounds. And then when comparing my weight to a previous weight, I try to think about where I was at this point in my cycle last month. So I went back and looked at this point in my cycle last month, like the second day of my period, and let me see, I forgot, it was 157.8, so that means I am down 4.2 pounds from this time in my cycle last month. So that is encouraging to me, even though it looks like I've gained a whole bunch of weight in the last 2 weeks. Really, when I look at the big picture, I am still down overall, and I think in the next week, a lot of that water weight will drop off and I will get back down to my low end of my range, and hopefully I can, in those couple of weeks where it's a lot easier to lose weight, I'll be able to, get my range down a few more pounds. So we shall see. I'm not discouraged about the weight. I know that that's just life as a woman with a cycle. And as far as eating this last week, like I said, it was my PMS week, and I definitely did have some cravings and extra hunger this past week. I just feel like the week before my period is often a hunger, energy, and cravings out of check week for me. And so I don't try to fight that. Like if I am having cravings and if I'm having a hunger, I don't just try to stick to some strict diet and just, muscle my way through it. I just listen to my body and I eat what I need. So I'm not counting calories or anything, but I think I've eaten more in the past week just because I was hungry for it. And I don't see that as a failure or anything. I just kind of try to listen to my body and do what I need to do, and then make tweaks from there to get my body to be more in check with the hunger, energy, and cravings. And so what I'm thinking about right now is a game plan for next month, because I know that I have this week every single month, and I want to have a plan so that I don't get to the point of being completely out of check. So I'll probably talk more about it when it comes closer to next time, but just as I'm brainstorming right now, because it's on the forefront of my mind, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to take my amino acid supplements during that whole week, the whole week before my period, and those include GABA, 5-HTP, both of those before bed, and then tyrosine in the morning. And I think those are the ones I'm going to do. I usually try to do L-glutamine. I do that all the time, so that I'll continue. But those ones I think will help with the brain chemistry stuff, help not have as many cravings. So that'll be good. And I'm going to try to incorporate more glucomannan. That's a great tool for keeping your hunger in check. It just helps you stay full. And I like to make the glucomannan pudding. And I need to do a video on that because I have modified that recipe so much that it's not even close to the THM recipe anymore. So I wouldn't feel bad about giving the recipe because it's not the same recipe as what they have in their book. It wouldn't be any kind of copyright violation. I mean, probably at least 50% of the ingredients are different now, so because of the way I've modified it. So anyways, I need to do a video on that for you guys, but that really helps me keep my hunger under control. It's just a little tool. So the amino acids, more glucomannan, and then Dr. Jade Teta recommends branched chain amino acids. And I have those and I have taken them before. I haven't noticed them do anything drastic for me, but I'm wondering if taking them really specifically before the week before my period, if that will help at all. So I'm going to experiment with that. Since I already have them, I might as well experiment and see how it goes. I think he recommends taking a dose of them like between breakfast and lunch, and maybe another one during the day. I'm not sure, but I'll have to look at his recommendations. So I'm just gonna preemptively decide in the week before my next period to take those branched chain amino acids and see how it goes. And then as far as eating, I'm not going to try to stick to any kind of low calorie. I just have found that since my hunger and cravings are just more active during that time, it just is not worth it to try to restrict at all, because that will backfire for me in that week. So what I'm planning on doing as far as eating is just trying to stick to THM, trying to separate my fat and my carbs into separate meals. And then also I'm going to use that week as a week to maybe make a THM dessert. They have a lot of great dessert recipes that have like superfoods mixed in, so you get a lot of good nutrients as well as a nice treat. And I think that that would be a good week to make something like the chocolate chip cookies or the brownies, just something a little bit more decadent so that I can just feel more satisfied in that week when I'm needing a little something extra, but then at the same time not getting to the point of feeling hungry and craving and needing something extra and not having anything on hand and then going for whatever that's not as healthy. This past week it was chips and pico de gallo. I dove into those and I did not feel shame about it because I needed something, but for next time I'm just thinking through and thinking that I will try to be a little more preemptive and just have some kind of a decadent treat on hand so that I can indulge when I really feel like I need it. Oh, and I also wanted to mention that I did take my measurements yesterday. I usually, or I have been taking them on Tuesdays, and I took them yesterday and they were almost exactly the same as the week before. So even though I went up a little bit on the scale, measurements were almost exactly the same. They were up in a couple places and down in a couple places, and it evened out to almost exactly the same. So I am not worried. I'm not worried about, you know, my body getting bigger even though the scale is up. It's just hormonal stuff and probably water weight. So now I wanted to talk about this upcoming week. I've mentioned on a couple of my videos that I am going to be going on a women's retreat with the church that we've been attending. So I am thinking through that and getting prepared for that. I know that they're going to have some different options for food because there are a lot of people with different dietary needs. This is Portland, and there are a lot of alternative diets here. A lot of people that are on paleo and gluten-free and all that stuff. So I know that they're going to have some options. So I'm not really stressing out about it. I'm just going to kind of eat what they have available that I can tolerate, and then I'm bringing a few snacks along so that I can fill in any gaps that there might be. Basically what I'm going to try to do is, I've been eating for weight loss recently because that's been one of my primary goals, but for this upcoming week, especially on the weekend while I'm gone, I am not going to be eating for weight loss. I'm just going to be eating for feeling good, because I definitely don't want to go there and throw my diet out the window and start eating a whole bunch of junk and then feel awful, because that'll just make me feel terrible and I will not have fun. I will not enjoy it. So I'm not going to be trying to restrict and try to lose weight at all over the weekend, but I am going to just think about what foods make me feel really good. I'm just focusing on the health, how I feel aspect, and not on the weight loss. So next week I may not have much weight loss to report again, but I am not worried about it. I kind of like going through the different cycles of the weight loss phase and then kind of eating a little bit more normal and eating a little bit more without, you know, going overboard. As long as I don't go overboard, I'm good. And then kind of cycling back into the weight loss phase. So this is going to be kind of my feast phase, and then I might go back into a famine phase, you know, next month. And try to get off a few more pounds. But right now I'm just kind of relaxing about it. And as long as I maintain in my weight range, I will be thrilled. So I'll show you the few little snacks that I have so far that I'm going to be taking with me. I'm not taking a ton, it's not too exciting. And there are some little grocery stores not too far away. So if I get desperate for something, I can go off and buy something else. But these are a few little things that I'll just bring just for munching on. I got some cashews. Those will be good. And then of course I got my bulletproof bars. I've talked about these before. They're really good. I got 3 of them, 2 of the chocolate and 1 of the vanilla, and I like both of those very much. And then chocolate was on sale this week because Valentine's Day is coming up, and so I stocked up on a bunch of really dark chocolate. So I just have 1 bar of the 85% dark chocolate that I'll be taking. And that's all I have so far. I may stop on my way out and grab something if there's something else that I think of. But besides that, I think I am good. So that is it for my Wellness Wednesday update. It is a quick one today. Don't have the drastic weight loss to report like some weeks, but that's life. There's not drastic weight loss every single week. That's just not how it works. And things are going well, and I'm making it through. And I hope you guys are all doing fantastic, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye, guys.